Give me a quick just point by point on each lane.
I'm assuming the Alka is just going to be mid. I would not be surprised to see Febi kind of hanging around here, as we're going to see Ditchura. He's going to be forced to skill leap, but he'll be all right. I think the biggest thing is making sure that QO gets as many bounty runes as possible, and to ensure that happens, I think the IO really needs to be helping stack and whatnot. Dubu?
Here we go. They're going to engage Ditchura in some trouble. There's a cast that gets a couple of good bounces. The Ion Shell didn't work. And Ditchura, an easy first blood as Febi with the IO. Able to get blood on the soil to start things off.
That is so actually move the Lich. That's one thing, because Dendi's already so far ahead in the middle lane that he probably doesn't need any help against this matchup. Like, he's not going to die, unless for whatever reason they get a really lucky rune like a haste or a DD, and maybe even that wouldn't be enough. But Forev will be in some trouble here.
Oh, hang on, engagement at bottom, and they will be able to bring one down. And now chasing down Saneko, Dubu stunned from behind. And there's going to be the Murana ulti, and they do manage to make it a double kill for the hometown carry, Ditchura.
And that's what NavI need. They need to make sure that they're always focusing on winning the lanes, keeping the constant pressure on, and not letting MVP just farm.
Here we go. Stable concoction. QO can't find the target. Stun himself. Dindy's right there to capitalize. He's going to engage on the Febi. The Doom's there. Doom out onto the TA. Febi taking right clicks from behind. Artstyle trying to finish him out, and he will make it to the high ground. In the meantime, QO in trouble. They're going to hook back up. Dindy has to go to the high ground and will, but they're there to secure the kill. QO barely makes it away. One more auto attack. No, making two. Barely able to survive. He dies under his own tower. Roar now on the MP, and NavI wants to capitalize. That's going to be 3 for 1. As now really putting that early mid advantage to work. They lost Dindy in the process, but
the tankier they can make these frontline heroes, the better off they will be. But they do have to worry about this rotation here. Stealing the stack.
NavI coming in from the south. There's going to be a good cast. Off goes the Chain Frost, who only gets one bounce, but the Death Ward is there. QO tough to bring down, using the armlet toggle to buy himself some time. Don't think he's gonna, oh wow! Dubu comes in just in time, and QO makes it away. In the meantime, Dindy is doomed. Looks like he should be able to survive here. It's going to be close, though. What a save. The only loot. I mean, what else are you saving 3,800 gold for?
That's kind of my question, too. I don't think Radiance is necessarily that bad, as long as you can defend high ground, and you have Darkseer, you have Acid Spray, and having Radiance on the Alk could help you prolong the game, I suppose.
Up, roar on a QO. This doesn't help. Oh my god, the regen is absolutely insane. Febi, not quite so fortunate. They do follow it up, and the Death Ward will finally secure the kill. NavI having to invest a bit more into that than I think they would have liked, but happy to do so, as they
being dead is worth more than enough.
MVP going to run right into General with their smoke. No, they actually went right by him. Now they're going to go ahead and roll on to Dindy. Excuse me, to Dubu. Now that is Dindy. Now the Doom onto Dindy. There's a vacuum back from Forev, and that's a great kill for them. They maybe could have gotten 1 or 2.
They just didn't want to kill the Beastmaster over the TA. It makes more sense to go for the higher network hero in that situation.
Roar on to Forev. They want to try to get one of their own. Forev surging himself, trying to get away. Death Ward fresh off cooldown, and they'll secure another very nice kill. So NavI is beginning to take a little bit of damage of their own, but for the most.
And even though the tower trade is okay in the terms of net worth, it's not really the greatest that MVP are going to have to worry about. Again, avoiding NavI. They just can't really fight right now.
Mass TPs, they want to go. Dindy's going to eat the unstable concoction. And up, there's the dust in the low ground, Dubu, giving them a little bit of vision. Here we go, they're going to come on in. There's going to be a relocate out. That actually sent them down to bottom, and it looks like, yeah, they don't want a piece of this. Saneko's going to end up dropping in the midst of it all. But it's a 1 for 1 as they've taken down Dubu as well. And the IO is going to be forced back in. So just trying to make sure they protect that Alchemist. As you said, every minute he's down, so impactful. Didn't even try to fight it out. You think that was the right call to just abandon ship?
After seeing how much damage Artstyle took, I mean, maybe. They're going to get a kill here on Febi as well after the relocate. There's not much a Wisp can do against that, unfortunately.
Cover up an Invis, but yeah, I'm curious as to when we're going to see that okay, this is the moment kind of a go.
It could be now, honestly. They're smoking
there's Roar on the Forev. Forev just brought down before the fight even really gets going. They're going to come in. There's the Magnetize from Dubu. Good damage being done, but do they actually have it enough to finish it off? Artstyle is next to drop. Now Dindy's going to end up losing the Aegis. General has nothing left in the tank. Very little mana. Deploys the Necro book, but it's not going to matter. He's going to be chased down and cut down as MVP bringing a silence to this crowd. Febi will end up being traded away. But if they can find Ditchura, nope, no dust, no nothing. Big win across the board that time, I think. Even though they lost 2 for MVP, that's a much bigger win than a 2 for 3 would seem to indicate. Overall, you've got no surprise QO sitting at the top, and then it's going to be 3 NavI heroes that follow it up. But each of them have, you know, a fair amount of, like, the General as well as Dindy both have money tied up in a Blink Dagger, which in theory is really good if you can jump like an IO and blow him off the map. But everyone else is very, very strong. There's the Doom on the Ditch Your Raw. And like you said, man, just trying to kill him, such a tough road to hoe. They're going to try to re-engage Ditch Your Raw. Will be brought down. Seneko trying to use the Death Ward to his advantage, but it feels like they barely touched MVP. The Magnetize went off. Seneko trying to heal through it, but the rest of NavI just has to run, and Dindy going to be pursued down from behind. There's going to be the Unstable Concoction. No follow-up, though, even though it did catch him on the high ground. But yeah, that's a 3-0, my friend, and MVP still has all 5 standing. Only MP is actually below.
Self dies because there's just so much residual AoE damage that he's taking that eats his refraction right away, and that's not even mentioning Ion Shell.
A vacuum on the Dindy. He's going to be silenced out. He's gone. Big kill there. He's down for 57 seconds. Does he have buyback? He does have buyback if they want to spend it. Doesn't look like that's a call right now. Seneko sitting at 15 seconds till Death Ward is up. Art Style, 50 seconds until he's able to throw his ult. Arrow's going to hit nothing but a creep. QO just running interference at this point. Hanging around behind the tower. NavI trying to force them back out. The Crimson Guard buff will expire. This might be their moment. And there's the cast. But Febby hooks back up with QO to try to keep him up and fighting. And they're just going to go ahead and use the Greaves through it, going back into the Tier 3. Wouldn't surprise me if they abandon ship after they just bring down the Tier 3 and just leave the racks for another day. They're going to hit Seneko with a bit of damage, but still no follow. There's a fair amount of damage up coming out of NavI. There's going to be the Roar. Are they going to go in? Looks like QO is going to get back out in front. The Roar completely wasted that time. Nothing comes of it, and they're going to hang. Dindy's back up in 2 seconds. They really want to get this melee racks. We'll see if it's going to cost them. NavI should be ready with most of their ultimates now. And yeah, never mind. There goes the Lich. He's down. Did you raw in general? Oh. Beautiful vacuum. Whoa. They're sent running for the fountain. Magnetized there just for good measure. And MVP, just the amount of healing they have, the amount of regen. They are in such good shape and ready to fight. Death Ward's going to be thrown, but no follow. They do manage to bring down a Necro Creep, and that's about it. And now MVP.
They can't do anything.
No.
NavI just don't have damage. Like, it sounds crazy when you have like Templar Assassin, Book 3 Beastmaster, and, you know, Death Ward, but they actually...
I mean, at this point, like, I guess the one thing they have going for them, I mean, they've got a couple of buybacks and, you know, not a lot on MVP. Nope, they're just going to go ahead and go right in. They find Art Style. This is not the way you want to get that started. And he's down for the count. No buyback on Art Style.
And this is one of the biggest weaknesses of Lich. It's being showcased right here.
Yep. Is
that once the landing phase breaks down, unless you have just gleaned an enormous lead from that beginning state and the rest of your team is kind of carrying you, you don't do anything. So this is kind of why I was thinking before, you know, they're going to see a little bit of a trade here, I guess, from the side of NavI. They're killing the base quite fast.
Yeah, trying to make something happen with it. Here comes the relocate in. General gets off the roar on the QO. And now they're going to try to force him back. They're going to catch Ditch Your Raw. There's the leak. They did get the Doom off. Dindy's going to be spotted. Vacuum! Able to keep Dindy planted firm, and QO going to work on him now. And he's just going to stand and burn him down.
Middle lane as well, the cask.
And then mid lane, as you said, the battle's still raging. MP doing good damage. They do manage to bring down Febby. Seneko's going to end up being brought down now with Dubu hooking up with MP. General in some trouble as well. QO in the meantime did manage to finish off another kill. He's even picked up a Dagon.
Okay.
Make it a Dagon 3. Looks like money.
Okay.
Money to burn, my friend. BKB coming out late, but coming at least out at all for Dindy. And you have to wonder if he just skipped Blink and gone straight to BKB, could this be a different story? There's going to be the vacuum. Ditch Your Raw forced to leap. Just cleaning things out. There's going to be the Chain Frost. Shivas will be deployed. There's going to be a good Death Ward. However, the relocate is there. And now QO taking a fair amount of damage. They actually can bring him down, so it's a 1-for-1. And NavI, for the moment, able to hold serve. As they're going to try to pursue out MVP, they're able to back up and get back on the same page. But now here's going to be coming the Alchemist straight back down mid lane. Dindy's overextended. Out by himself. No team there to help, and they bring him down with the help of 4F's vacuum. And NavI looked like they were showing signs of life. Turns out to be just a death rattle. as the Alchemist now hooked back up. QO, phenomenal game for him. Dagon 3 helps out, I guess, for sieging high ground. I think this is going to be that, though.
Potentially, 40 seconds left on the TA. They could call GG here. I'm not sure, though, because they have a tier 2 in the top lane. But, if QO maybe didn't buy a Dagon 3, he might have had enough health to live through that. Who knows? But I'm sure it's fine. He even Mantas just to grief MP a little bit, make sure he gets hit by that arrow. All things considered, I really love MVP's draft. Like, from the get-go, it's a really creative way of just directly dealing with
You gotta
really
be careful. If you say it's time to look at the second game, that means I'm allowed to look at the second game. So, bouncing back from this, I mean, does NavI maybe learn from this? There's going to be another kill. That will be them finding Febby that time. And now General, though, caught out, silenced out. Shiva's coming in. Not a worthwhile trade at all.
They just knew they had to try something, you know,
why
for the mistake that he made.
Yep.
Just assuming that they would have more time, because you buy Blink when you want to be active and you want to be able to get in somebody's face.
Art style getting too cute, too close to the fire, and he will get off the Chain Frost though before he drops. That's going to be it. Arrow's going to split the wickets. Doesn't find a target. General roars at QO. Here comes Dindy. Force Staff though gets the Alchemist back to safety. And they're going to go ahead and chase him down. BKB now being shown by Dindy. They're going to try to kite this out a little bit. NP throughout the Doom, and Dindy can do nothing but fall back along with the rest of his team. Death Ward's on point. The damage just not enough. Seneko able to get a fair amount of damage done overall, but his team falling amidst this swarm. I mean, Jesus, the damage coming out of Ditchy Raw is not to be trifled with, though, as he's able to bring them down very low. They're going to have to fall back in region at the very least. Here comes Dubo getting a little too brave, maybe. And all 5 still standing for MVP.
They're
though.
all
They got,
so low.
I was going to say, if they got one full health bar between them, I'd be shocked. General, though, not quite as fortunate to have any kind of a health bar. He's sent packing. And the Glyph finally deployed. Buyback status is nil for their main damage dealer in Dindy, so he won't be back up for 25 more seconds. But just look at this, man. They had no health. Now look at QO. Now look at the rest of them. Another good vacuum wall caught 2. Artstyle has to make a run for it. And, yep, finally tracked down. Buyback from Ditchy Raw. He'll try to shoo them away as best he can, but I don't think it's going to matter. Everyone's just so damn tanky. And Ditchy Raw overall had a pretty good game. But as he expires, Dindy's coming back up. He's down for not going to matter. GG.
Yeah, it was a really nice game from MVP. NavI did everything they could, I think. It just comes to a certain point where you have to worry about so many heroes on MVP getting farmed that you just kind of become overwhelmed.
Right.
And then as soon as you lose that one fight, even if you're